The doctor's words hit me hard. "You have type 2 diabetes," he said. I was 68 years old. Honestly, I thought I was doing okay for my age. This news felt like a sudden storm. A dark cloud appeared over my sunny retirement plans. How could this happen to me, now? I had so many things I still wanted to do, so many adventures I had planned for these golden years. This diagnosis felt like a heavy anchor. Fear quickly wrapped its cold hands around me. What did this mean for my future? Would I need needles every day? Would I lose my independence? Images of complications filled my mind. I worried about my eyesight, my feet, my energy. I felt a deep sense of uncertainty. The path ahead seemed foggy and frightening. I spent many nights unable to sleep. My thoughts raced with all the worst-case scenarios. The joy felt like it was draining away. My doctor talked about medications. He said they would help manage my blood sugar. "This is the standard approach," he explained. "Many people live with diabetes this way." But something inside me felt resistant. Was medication the only answer for me? I started to wonder if there was another way, a more natural path to reclaim my health. I began to research, to read, to learn. I wanted to understand what was truly happening within my own body. A tiny spark of hope began to glow. I learned that lifestyle changes could make a huge difference. For some, they could even reverse the condition. This idea resonated deep within my soul. I decided I had to try. I wanted to fight this with everything I had, not just manage symptoms, but to truly heal. I chose to explore natural solutions. I owed it to myself to try a different approach first. This became my new mission. My journey began with a big decision. I decided to seek natural solutions. I wanted to heal my body from the inside out. Medication seemed like a temporary fix. I wanted a permanent solution. This was a personal choice. It felt right for me. I knew it would not be easy, but the thought of reclaiming my health was a powerful motivator. I read books and articles. I learned about the power of food. It was time for a big change. I started to see food as medicine. My plate began to look very different. I filled it with vibrant, whole, plant-based foods. Colorful vegetables became my best friends. Leafy greens, bright peppers, and crunchy carrots. Fruits like berries and apples became my sweet treats. I embraced legumes, beans, lentils, and chickpeas. Whole grains like oats and brown rice gave me sustained energy. These foods were packed with nutrients and fiber. They were exactly what my body needed to start healing itself. Just as important as what I added was what I removed. I said goodbye to processed foods. No more sugary cereals or packaged snacks. Sugary drinks were completely out. These were doing me no favors. I significantly reduced red and processed meats. I learned they could contribute to inflammation. It was challenging at first, I admit. Old habits can be hard to break. But I focused on all the delicious new foods I was discovering. My doctor had also emphasized the importance of physical activity. I knew I needed to get moving. I started simply. A daily walk became my new ritual. Rain or shine, I would go out. Even a short walk was better than no walk. I started with just 15 minutes. Then I gradually increased the time. I began to enjoy the fresh air. The movement felt good. It cleared my head and lifted my spirits. This was another pillar of my new, healthier life. Changing lifelong habits was not always easy. There were definitely challenges along the way. Cravings for old, familiar foods would sometimes appear, especially sweet things I used to enjoy. Social gatherings could also be tricky. It was hard when everyone else was eating things I now avoided. There were days I felt a little discouraged. Progress felt slow sometimes. I wondered if I was doing enough to make a real difference. When setbacks happened, I tried not to be too hard on myself. I reminded myself that this was a marathon, not a sprint. One less than perfect meal did not mean failure. The key was to get back on track with the next one. I focused on consistency, not perfection. I learned to plan ahead for social events. I would eat a healthy snack before going, or I would bring a healthy dish to share. This helped me stay in control. Soon I began to notice positive changes. The first thing was my energy levels. I started waking up feeling more refreshed. That afternoon slump began to disappear. I also started to lose a little weight naturally. My clothes felt a bit looser. My sleep improved too. I was falling asleep more easily, and I was staying asleep through the night. These small victories were incredibly motivating. They showed me I was on the right path. My entire daily routine started to feel better. I had more zest for life. I looked forward to my walks. I enjoyed preparing my colorful, healthy meals. My mood was brighter. I felt more in control of my health and my body. It was an empowering feeling. The fear that had gripped me at diagnosis began to fade. It was replaced by a sense of hope and accomplishment. I was actively healing myself, one good choice at a time. The day I went back to my doctor was amazing. My blood sugar levels were significantly down. He was very impressed with my progress. Eventually, my numbers were in the normal range. I had done it. I had beaten diabetes naturally at 68. The feeling of triumph was immense. I felt younger, healthier, and more vibrant than I had in years. My future looked bright once more. The anchor was lifted. I felt free. If you are facing a similar situation, please know there is hope. My first tip is to start small. Don't try to change everything overnight. Pick 1 or 2 things to focus on first. Maybe it's adding more vegetables to your meals, or starting a short daily walk. Focus on adding good things in, rather than just thinking about what you have to give up. Find support if you can. A friend, a family member, or a support group. Remember that lifestyle changes can be incredibly powerful. What you eat and how you move your body matter so much. These are tools you can use every single day. They can help prevent and even reverse chronic diseases. It's not about a quick fix. It's about creating sustainable habits. Habits that nourish your body and mind for the long term. Believe in the healing power of your own body. It is truly remarkable. I want to encourage you to believe in change. It is never too late to improve your health. Take that first step, no matter how small it seems. Your health is your most precious asset. You have the power to make a positive difference. Embrace the journey. You might be surprised at what you can achieve. I am living proof that it is possible. You can reclaim your health too. Take heart and begin today. Your future self will thank you.